phase and looking into getting into post-production or animation after college. And yeah, let's get into this interview. So, how did you get into art?
I like, honestly, like, I started into art using a camera. My dad had got a camera. He got a Canon 7D camera. And I just started, like, shooting videos and taking pictures of, like, things that I thought were interesting. And I would go in my house, I would put it on iMovie or iPhoto, the most basic apps, you know, and just, you know, I'd do some editing on them. And I just thought it was really cool, like, doing that. And then that kind of stemmed into my me learning to respect all kinds of art, because you know, music is art, drawing is art, you know, painting, you know, film is art. So you know, that kind of stemmed into everything else. Like my interest kind of got wider as I started getting into that world. So I started drawing and doodling, because I kind of like animation, and I watch anime shows, and so you know, that's how I kind of got started.
Right. All right. Well, what's your favorite art style? Like, do you have a particular style that you like to work in?
I like to draw, but I like editing film the best. You know, I just like the feeling of watching my final product be done. But if I had to choose one that I would do most, I'd probably draw most. Do a lot of drawing, a lot of pencil drawings, just because it's quick and clean, just pencil and eraser paper, I can get it done. You know, but my favorite, what I want to do for the rest of my life is post-production film, and that kind of side of our world. So this is my sketchbook. I just do little doodles in here. I practice drawing all kinds of things. Like on these next couple pages, I was doing eyes. I was doing different types of faces. I have some lips right here. Little roses, I don't know, just a little sketch that I just did during class. And this drawing right here uses a 1-point perspective, uses all straight lines that point to 1 point. It creates a sense of depth in the image, makes it look farther back. You can use there's 2-point linear perspective, 3-point linear perspective. Specifically, this is 1 point, up here's the early stages of it. Right here, this is kind of a finished version of it, a finished sketch. So, you know, if you notice, all the lines direct to 1 point right here, giving it that sense of depth, like you're looking down into something. So that's what this image is. And, you know, this is kind of like a city, like deep in the background, make it seem farther away. So that's what this image right here is. A little bit of detailing all around it.
So is there one thing about Michael Bay that makes you really look up to him, like one part of his style?
Art in general, you want to try to make the viewer relate or feel part of that art. You know, that's the main reason why, you know, like what you want to accomplish when doing something, especially with film or shooting a movie or directing a movie. You want your viewers to feel part of that movie. You want to find a way to make them relate, like they're in that moment, feel the emotions that the character are feeling. And Michael Bay does a real good job at, you know, deciding like how things are shot, the right angle, the correct, you know, the correct direction, you know, the sound, everything. He knows how to make you feel like you're part of what's going on in the scene. Even though you're just sitting in the movie theater or sitting on your couch, you can really feel part of what's going on the screen. And I feel like any director that can do that is good. If you walk out of the movie feeling, if it's an action movie, you walk out of the movie feeling excited because you were jumping around the whole movie, you know, you did a good job. Michael Bay does a lot of war movies too, so
a lot of explosions. And
yeah,
stuff
a lot
like
of explosions,
that,
a lot of puts you in the shoes of a lot of military personnel. So it's pretty cool. That's my favorite. That's what stands out to me. I always feel part of what's going on.
So, how does your artwork relate to your life?
You know, art. I do art all the time. If you kind of look at my drawings, you can kind of tell like if I was just drawing because I was bored, or if I was just drawing because I felt inspired, or you know, you can always kind of tell like how my drawings was, or like if I'm stressed out and I'm drawing, it's just random doodles and they're not that good, but you know, everything you do kind of relates back to your life. It's kind of like what you're doing at the time. It's probably what you're drawing. What you're interested in at the time is probably what you're drawing. So, you know, what I'm shooting is probably what I'm interested in at the time, or,
Right.
you know, so, like, I think that kind of relates to, like, just like as you get older, like when I was a kid, I was shooting, taking pictures of totally different things than I would be taking pictures of now. So it's
Right.
kind of like if you look at what I was shooting back then or drawing back then, you look at what I was shooting now and drawing now,
Mhm.
you know, you could kind of tell, like, I was
Your mind
I
a
was
different place.
15 years old then, I'm 20 years old
Right.
now, so it's
Mhm.
kind of like you can tell the difference, you know, your
Right.
mind is different.
Right.
And you see that through your art.
Right.
So that's what I feel, you know, I think art definitely relates back to your life and in your culture
Right.
in general.
Yeah, definitely. So, obviously, you talked about stress. So, does art help you relieve stress in a way? Would you say?
I mean, a lot of studies have come out that art does help you relieve stress, and art definitely helps you relieve stress. Art helps me focus in class. Even if I'm just not even looking at what I'm drawing, I'm just looking at the teacher, but I'm just drawing circles on my paper. Art helps me focus. It helps me keep my mind on one thing, because I can unconsciously just draw circles on the thing, but it keeps me focused. So art definitely relieves stress. It takes my mind away from what's going on, because you have to focus and put everything into what you're drawing.
Right.
So
Right.
it definitely helps relieve stress,
Okay,
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah. So, your art, how's your art different from others?
I feel like all artists have their own thing.
Right.
I mean, not like every style is gonna be copied and reproduced. Everything's gonna, you know, there's so many talented people in the world and so many artists, and you know, you can do anything that you want to do. So it's just like being an artist myself. I just feel like all my stuff is different than everyone else's, just cause, you know, that's what I do. But like, if we came to my film, what separates me, I just feel like the love that I have for the finished product.
Right.
I love the finished product.
Right.
And so it's just like I will watch my finished product 100 times. And just like I'll watch it until I'll find something new every single time. And then
Right.
I'll just watch it and watch it until it's perfect. And it's probably not perfect when it's done.
Right.
But it's just like,
That sense of
you
satisfaction.
know, yeah, you know,
Right.
it's just like that sense of satisfaction at the end. But I'll keep, you know, I'll watch it like 2 weeks later and be like, oh, dang, I should have changed that.
Right.
You know, it's not, no piece of art is ever finished. You can always go back and look and be like, oh, I would
Right.
have changed that.
Mhm.
But you know, that's just a part of the process.
Right. Has your art benefited you in any way?
A lot of people come into college not knowing what they want to do. They go undeclared. You know, obviously we have football, but I came into college, I knew what I wanted to do. You know,
Yeah.
that was a big benefit for me. I knew exactly where I wanted to be headed. I knew what I wanted to major in. I know what I want to do when I'm older. And I feel like that's big.
Right.
So art in my life, you know, that's a big deal. Like knowing what you want to do, you know. It's like definitely if I don't get my college football career doesn't carry on into the NFL, I definitely want to go and, you know, work for a Pixar or a Disney or anywhere actually.
Right.
But like that's a big benefit in life. It's also helped me be a lot more creative. You know, that's hard for a lot of people, but you know, I don't know. Art's benefited me. Definitely, art's benefited me
Right.
in life. You know, it's given me something to be interested in. It gives me something to be excited about. So
Right.
that's always a benefit. So this is another drawing that I did. You know, just a little bit of sketch. It's the Hollywood sign from California. This is Los Angeles. This is using a 2-point perspective. So there's 1 point here, and there's 1 point back here that you can't see, but these buildings are going that way. This one's going this way. There's some California symbols, but you know, it's same concept, just 2-point perspective. Unlike the other one, it was 1-point perspective. It's just a little sketch that I did in here. So that's this one, and then we just have unfinished lion in here. I'm gonna do some writing right here. You know, just a little unfinished sketch, but.
Alright, Chris, well, I really just want to thank you for this interview, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I had a wonderful time. Anytime, Connor.
Alright, appreciate it.
See you later, world. Boom.